choked out by a police officer up in New York because he was selling loose cigarettes. I mean, think about that. You're selling cancer sticks, which I understand is illegal, and he gets choked out to death on camera. And the last words that he uttered was, "I can't breathe. I can't breathe." So LeBron, along with some other Northern Ohio ball players, there was a baller on the Cleveland Browns who did it first. He was wearing an "I Can't Breathe" T-shirt. He and the other players started wearing the T-shirt. My problem with that is that it's great. But what about Tamir Rice, LeBron? He was killed by Cleveland police in Cleveland. And I still have yet to hear LeBron James say anything about that. So clearly LeBron is on another level. He's an international superstar. If there are Martians, he's an interstellar superstar. I get it. He's got a lot to protect. He's doing a lot for the community. He's sending thousands of kids to college, which is big. But it would have been beautiful for him to join those voices, to join up with people like Colin Kaepernick. That would have been beautiful. But again, I can't tell another man what to do with that celebrity.
Right. Man, it's disheartening, man. Some of these issues and some of these things that we've been facing. And in the middle of our problems is always a topic that is brought up. Me and you spoke about it as well. And that topic, which is a glaring phrase, I mean, it gets a rise out of me every time I hear it, but black on black crime.
Oh, boy. I hate that phrase, KC, man. To me, black on black crime is worse to the black community than the N-word. I know the NAACP for many years was running around. They were symbolically burying the N-word. I wish they would have buried that phrase, black on black crime. Let me tell you a quick story. This is going back to the war in Iraq. I'm in commercial radio here in Cincinnati, and I'm shouting down the war in Iraq because it was illegal, it was wrong, and all it did was get a lot of people killed. You got to keep in mind is that after 9/11, the Bush administration decided to, instead of focusing on Saudi Arabia, again, 15 to 19 hijackers on 9/11 came from Saudi Arabia, they decided to focus on Iraq. It never made any sense. It got a lot of people killed and maimed. So I got so upset with the Cincinnati Enquirer at that time that I sent a letter to their editor and was able to get an interview. It was a brother, I forget his name. And I'm letting them have it. Because I'm like, listen, there's all this information out there that the war in Iraq is is the wrong target. We should be targeting this other information. So I'm sharing information with this editor who should have this information that I'm getting from other sources like McClatchy News. And dude tells me in the middle of the conversation, well, why you should be talking about black on black crime. They said the same thing to Martin Luther King. That's nothing more than a response to when black people decide to lift their voice and challenge the status quo. That's all it is. The only reason why people keep talking about black on black crime, which number one is a misnomer, it doesn't properly define citizens violence against two citizens. And think about it. You never hear the term white on white crime. You never hear Asian on Asian crime because it doesn't properly, accurately define what's happening. And it's kind of disrespectful, quite honestly. You never hear Jew on Jew crime, and you never will, because it doesn't make any sense. So when I hear grown black people using that phrase, I think less of them, quite honestly.
Man, I just saw something my man Vince Wright posted in one of our group me chats, and it's a little buzz here in Atlanta right now going on. And me and my wife were actually riding through downtown last night. We were just checking out because we had did a Doug Stewart TDSS 2 anniversary weekend, and one of his venues was on Edgewood Avenue. And I was telling her that in Atlanta, near Auburn Avenue, is Edgewood Avenue. There was a lot of people that hang out and kick it on that street, and it was really active. I was like, I've never seen that part of the city that active as it is. So we rode down to take a look at it last night, but it was empty. And as I rode through it, I saw that it was actually roped off. They had it, barricaded. I was like, okay, what's going on here? So he just posted a story which made me think about now. I reflect on what occurred. There was an Atlanta attorney who accidentally, quote unquote, accidentally shot his wife in the back. And he's citing the issue was he's riding around on edge because of the Black Lives Matter movement. And he had this gun in his lap. And he accidentally shot his wife in the back because of that. And that's the most ridiculous, crazy stuff I've ever heard.
Is he a white attorney?
A white attorney.
Or is he a black attorney?
A white attorney.
Okay.
Saying that the Black Lives...
He wanted to kill his woman, basically.
Basically, he's saying that he's nervous because his BLM movement has him on edge, so he's riding around with a gun in his car. And he shoots his wife in the back.
Yeah, that's a white privilege defense. See, only a white dude could try something like that. Only a white American could try something like that. I mean, obviously the man's a coward, and he has some issues with his wife. Did his wife die?
That I don't know. I just saw the headline. I got to dig into that story a little bit more.
If she lives, it'll be interesting to see if she was talking about any marital problems they were having, because that doesn't make any damn sense to me. If you're that afraid, stay at home.
I mean, really?
If you're that afraid that you got a loaded weapon, your finger's on the trigger, and again, when has Black Lives Matter ever just attacked someone? I've never heard of that before. Now, you might get in the heat of a protest, wrong place, wrong time, but when has a Black Lives Matter activist ever attacked a motorist? I've never heard of it.
Right.
So that's straight for Perry Mason right there, man. That's straight for TV right there.
I mean, the guy.
I don't believe it.
The guy thinking we just looking for white folks. Oh, this like this is the new Nat Turner protest, and let's just go ahead and run in on folks. That's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
And he wants to use black folks. It reminds me of Susan Smith. She drowned her kids and blamed it on some black folks. Said a black man abducted her children. That's just, be a man and take responsibility for your own actions. Don't blame. Who could ever believe something like that? It's laughable. Oh man,
it's absolutely.
You said
crazy.
It happened down in Atlanta. I'm gonna look that up, man. That's hilarious.
That is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's
Black Lives Matter.
It's disheartening, man. It's really disheartening. I'm gonna get your opinion on one area here, and then we're gonna take a break after that, and that is Chicago. What can we do, man? They say Chicago's had an issue since, the 70s, man. You used to watch Good Times to hear about the Vice Lords and the Disciples, and, So there's always been an issue with violence, gang violence, etc. And that's in a lot of different cities. But why is Chicago, why is this crime happening so bad in Chicago and these senseless killings?
Casey, I'll be honest with you, man. I don't really have a lot of ties to Chicago. Maybe one family tie, but not enough information to really give you some real accurate insight. I will say this. I believe we're being miseducated about Chicago, quite honestly. Okay. I think we're only getting side of the story. We're getting what's happening now. But I can't help but wonder what's been happening for the last 50 years in Chicago.
Right.
And some tells me that white racism and xenophobia is somewhere to be found in the origins of what we're seeing right now in Chicago.
Yes.
Because that's how it plays out all over the country. I would love to see Brother Tariq Nasheed. No, hold on, sir. I would love to see Brother Tariq Nasheed do like Hidden Colors based solely in Chicago. I would love to see that.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to see that. It's okay, sir. No.
I hear you talk about. I hear you talk about that actual documentary, and that's Hidden Colors, and it's found on Netflix, right?
No, it's not on Netflix. It's you can probably get it online, maybe hiddencolors.com or something like that, his website.
Okay.
It's my son. No, you can't do it. No. I got to discipline him whether I'm doing the interview or not.
That's cool.
And it's not even discipline. He wants to put his hands on things he can't. That's enough, buddy. No, you had enough. He might be tired. But, no, you can probably find it on Tariq Nasheed's website. I think it's hiddencolors.com, maybe something like that.
Okay. All right. And you said it was a really highly recommended documentary, right?
Oh, yeah. It's must watch. It is must watch. I mean, he's been doing this for a while now. I'm not even sure how long he's been doing it. He's been doing it for a while. But it's must watch. It really is. And what he does is he tells us stories about America and racism in a way that America has never told us before. It's really like the hidden education. And so that's why I think about Chicago. When I read about Chicago, everybody wants to focus on, what black people are doing and the violence and the gangs. But what created all of that? Black folks didn't create the ghetto. We didn't create the ghettos. Those were created before us by public policy, white racism, and xenophobia. You know? So I can only speculate that if we really investigated the origins of the problems of Chicago, then we're probably going to find something really similar to that.
Right.
But it's so modern day America to blame black folk for black folks' conditions. What black person would create a neighborhood full of drugs, crime, isolationism, low expectations, low graduation rates, high infant mortality? We didn't create that. Why would you create a neighborhood for yourself like that? This was created for us. Black people have had to suffer through this in this country, in Cincinnati and other areas. I can only speculate it's been the same as Chicago. And keep this in mind. Everybody knows about the racism, the Southern racism that Martin Luther King had to deal with. But Martin Luther King went up to Chicago and he said he dealt with racism on a level that was nowhere compared to what he dealt with in the South. But we never talk about that. So I don't think that the country is really getting we're not getting a full picture about what has created the problems in Chicago. It's just so modern day America just to blame black folks for their own conditions.
Yeah, right. All right, so let's take this break. When we come back, man, we're gonna continue kicking it. And you got Key C with Nathan Ivey from the Nathan Ivey Show, newest Sex Squad affiliate. All right, we'll talk when we get back.
All right, let's pause for a break.
Next time you're in the need of video production or editing, give my guys Masterminds Production a call. They're based out of Atlanta, Georgia, and they specialize in short films, concerts, music videos, sporting events, promotional videos, commercials, weddings, fashion and photography, all at affordable rates to accommodate your budgets. You can reach them online at www.mastermindtv.net or give them a call, 678-420-8494. Mastermind Production.
Coming straight from the A.
Kick it with your boy Key at www.keyc.com. This show covers some of the realest issues trending today. He'll keep you locked in from the first listen. You can find him online on his mobile app or at KYSII.com, XSquadAffiliates.com, iTunes, Google Play, and especially on the SME Network on Tuesdays at noon. You don't want to miss it.
You've reached Kicking It with Key C show.
Hey, Russell Wilson here, and I know how important exercise is.
It's essential.
With Play 60, United Way and the NFL are helping kids stay active and play at least 60 minutes a day.
Healthy kids, healthy kids.
But what this place needs is you. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org/play60 because great things happen when we live united.
Donate.
Are you guys going to do that every time?
Yes, of course.
Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Squad. The number one Chief Rocket Jersey firm.
Lonely Hearts Cafe.
Spicy conversations.
It's Vince Wright, the sports governor from Minnesota.
Man, Deli
Microwave.
Reggie Long, a.k.a. Dollars and Cents.
Kicking It with Key C show.
My name is Nathan Ivey.
The Sports Bar, also known as Stacy Sports Radio.
Victor Maroon Show.
Give it to you. Hey, Vince Wright here. Sports Done Right is my show. And make sure you're listening on Wednesdays on SME. The Sports Gov, Sports Done Right, SME. Three things that go great together.
We don't take orders from super fools.
We give them
X gon' give it to you.
any and all